Hiya, I'd like to show you how you can make this fantastic 3D bottle card from the Picture Getaways collection. So as you can see, it pops up to create a really impressive 3D card, but it folds down flat, completely flat for posting. And it's actually really easy to put together. You don't need any glue to make the actual mechanism of the card itself. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by taking your largest bottle die from the die set and also this piece, and you're going to cut 4 of those together, and that's going to give you 4 of these. So as you can see, we've got the main bottle shape and this aperture in the inside with these 4 little slots, and you'll have 4 of those. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this die, which does look slightly unusual, and you're going to cut that twice. And that is going to give you 2 of these. And those are our side mechanism to create this card. Now, I would recommend anything between a 240 and 300 GSM card to create the actual mechanism. And I've just used white card for this, that I've actually inked when I've come to create my finished card. But if you would like to use coloured card or pattern card, that's completely up to you. But I wouldn't use anything that's too thin because you need to have some good structure to the card itself. Now, to actually put it together, as I mentioned earlier, we don't need any glue whatsoever. It's just a case of slotting it together. And this means that the card, as you can see on the finished example, will fold completely flat and go through the post very easily. So we're going to take one of our bottles with the aperture and one of our side pieces. And what you're going to do is you're going to start with this first area here, this first slot, and we're just going to feed through the bottle. So the slot at the bottom of the bottle is going to be flush with the bottom edge of this side panel. And then using these 2 slots here, what we're going to do is we're going to feed through these hooks. So lining that up with the bottom, feed your hook through there, and then there'll be a hook on the front as well as on the back that will feed through that top one. And that will give us that first piece there. Then we're basically going to repeat this stage. So I'm taking my second bottle, and remember we cut 4 of these bottles with the aperture to start with. Again, sliding that through, that little tab at the bottom there, that little slit, is going to just feed and hook into there. And then your hooks on the sides, once again, are going to hook through that little slit. It's just come out, so we're just going to pop that back in there. And you may find that it just pops out every now and again, but just slide it back into position. It will be quite secure once it's all put together. So you can see I've hooked those 2 elements into there. And just taking the third bottle now, doing exactly the same thing, sliding your bottle into this side piece. That hook's already hooked through, it's all starting to fall into position quite nicely. And then just feeding that other hook through the top hook. Again, 4th bottle piece, slot it into the bottom, take your hooks, slide them into the slots there. And there's one hook that goes one way and one goes the other, and that you'll find will give your bottles the stability that they need. And just making sure that they're all into position like so. And that's one side of the bottle. Now I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. So I'm taking my other side piece with all the hooks in. I'm going to have this the other way. So as you can see with this side, the right side of this side panel was facing outwards. So don't forget, when we have a die cut, we have a right side and a wrong side. So the right side is the one with our beveled edge, and the wrong side, if you like, is the other side, the side without the beveled edge. So on this left-hand side of the bottle, we've got the right side of this side panel facing outwards, whereas on the right-hand side of this bottle here, we're going to have the wrong side facing outwards. But you won't really notice that it's the wrong side of the die cut because of the fact that this is just the side mechanism. So, same process, taking this side panel and this very right hand slot, feeding that through and using our hooks there. So hooking that back one, and then the front one there is going to hook into position, and then taking the second bottle, feeding that through our second slot, hooking that into there, and then the front one will hook into the front there to give us that stability. Taking the third bottle, sliding that down, and I find it easier if this bottom slot on the bottle, if I line that up first and then deal with the two hooks on the edge. I find that easier. So hooking those into position, and then the final bottle, the very front one, sliding that down and then dealing with the two hooks to give that extra stability. Now if any of them, the little hooks have popped out, just slide them back into position like so. So just going to check that they're all in position, and they are. And as you can see, that creates our card shape. So you've got 4 bottles with your 2 side panels, and it creates this amazing shape card which will just fold flat for posting like so. And when you combine this fantastic bottle shaped card with other dies in the Picture Getaways collection, you can see that you create absolutely incredible scenes with real depth that you can look through. Now this card is incredibly 3D, but as we've seen earlier, it folds flat for posting, so it's absolutely fantastic. And when the recipient gets it out the envelope, it's that real wow factor as it's popped up. So I hope that's nice and clear, and now you know exactly how to pop together your 3D bottle cards.